Welcome to SAT Interviews with your host, Farai Ian Muvuti. Today we discuss the critical issue of safe drinking water and sanitation in Africa, an area we are falling short in, and of course an important area for the Sustainable Development Goals. Now today we visit Chilmund Chemicals, who have actually dared to respond to this question and have actually provided a local-based solution. So we'll sit down with the leadership team. We'll take a tour around their facilities, get a sense of what the process is, but fundamentally learn what their journey is and what the anticipation is for the future. Join us on this insightful conversation with your host, Farai Ian Muvuti. So, Mr. Kanunua, you are the quality manager in this lab. Can you walk me through what happens here?
So our role here is to make sure that whatever is coming in, this raw material, is of high quality. Whatever is leaving this place to our customers is also of high quality. And we also do some in-process testing. Whilst they are manufacturing, there are processes where we can get samples and test them. So our duty is to make sure that Chilmund always delivers on quality.
We have two products that we are manufacturing in this plant. We have the solid aluminium sulphate and the liquid aluminium sulphate.
Welcome back to SAT Interviews with your host, Farai Ian Muvuti. Today I have the pleasure of sitting down with Lovemore Kamupini, the Chief Executive Officer of Chilmund Chemicals, which is a subsidiary of Chilmund Investments. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Lovemore.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. And listen, we had a splendid morning touring your amazing facilities in Bindura. I've had the fortunate opportunity to get a sense of your background. Perhaps I've been fortunate enough, and I'd like to share that fortune with my viewers. Tell me, Lovemore Kamupini, where does this journey begin?
The journey of Chilmund Investments, or Chemicals rather, to be precise.
To be more precise, yes.
It was 2017. We went to India, hoping that we were scouting, looking forward that we may get something better. So we went to India. After when we went there in India, we visited many factories, but alas, what we saw there, they are home industries. We tried to see that we figure we can do something out of that, but it was difficult because, yes, everything was there, but what we saw, it was not up to the standard which we were looking for. Right. So straight from India, we came back home here. After 2 days, we went to Hong Kong, and we saw what we saw there, and we went to further. We ended up in China, in the mainland. We had a friend, Luan, a Chinese friend. So what we saw in China, that's what we saw in Bindura today. Exactly the same setup.
So you were able to create alliances with the partners in China to help you. Would you say that there was a technological transfer there with that partnership? How does this then come about to become the reality we saw today?
Yeah, what we saw today. So from 2017, we started importing aluminium sulphate in form of granular from China to Harare. Right. But because of logistical challenges we encountered throughout the period, remember, sometimes we had no control, rather to be precise. Okay. We just importers, net importers to be precise. So it was a bit of challenge because sometimes here our local customer clients here, they want the product, but because we don't own a ship, we don't have enough store warehouses. So that was these logistical challenges. We had no control over the supply chain control. It was just something else.
Right.
So it pushed us. That is how Chilmund Chemicals, what we saw in Pindra, came about.
Okay.
So we said to ourselves, can we do it? Our Chinese partners said, yes, we can assist you. So they kept on, we kept on believing ourselves. So 2018-19, we started the preparations, the paperwork, everything. So as I said earlier, that what you saw there to this earlier is the same replica of what we saw in China in terms of the infrastructure. But the automation, what you saw inside the plant itself, is a new one.
Right.
I think that is according to the Chinese owner of that technology. It was the number 6 in China. That's technology what you saw.
Okay.
Low emissions in terms of noise, everything is quiet. It's a closed system. It's a closed system. You don't even know that something's happening there.
I think that, and that's quite fascinating considering the low emissions aspect. You were thinking about climate change. You were thinking about how you add value to the local side of things, hence the partnership. I noticed that all these strategies were deliberate. What influenced that sort of thinking? You start off as an importer, and all of a sudden now you're a major manufacturer. In fact, there's only one company that is competitive with you. And equally, that company, to be fair, cannot be said to be as competitive considering the output, the volume of output that you have.
Our output is bigger because...
So what generates this? Is it the team? Is it you? What is your background? What drives this particular school of thought to get to these particular outcomes?
Remember 2017, we lost lives.
Yes.
If you can still remember, it's in Harare, there was a typhoid issue where we lost a number of our beloved loved ones. And I think one or another, we have some relatives whom we lost during the process because of this water issue.
Right.
So, coming from such a background, despite all the challenges, yes, challenges were there and they're still there.
Yeah.
But we said we can do it. We can do it. Whilst others are saying it's difficult, but we believed in ourselves. You know, you need to have a right team around you, to surround you as a leader. It's one of the issues also. The team you saw there, I've been with them for some time. Right. That team of engineers, it's such a special talent.
If I can just draw you back on one of the motivations that I found to be quite special in a sense, given the sensitivity, you pointed to an era in Zimbabwe where over hundreds of people died as a consequence of typhoid, and I could push it even further back when in the early 2000s we had huge cholera cases and found it to be the case regionally. And a number of African countries struggle when it comes to the issue of water, safety, and sanitation. And this is the area you choose to go into, inspired by these, some sort of so this in a sense is your act of service by creating this value in exchange.
It's a call to save.
Right. So it meets your your sustainable development goals, and you are clearly, like you said, an act of service. How do you make it sustainable? So you start off as an importer, and now you're now a major manufacturer. How do we sustain that and equally lead to growth?
Sustainability. Yeah, sustainability is another issue in Africa, but we have to, if we are to answer the sustainability part of it, how we have managed to do it from coming from a background of as a net importer to a manufacturer. We've done a lot of things to sustain ourselves. One, by having that plant already on itself, that huge investment, what you saw, it's a game changer. Which means we are managing. Secondly, we have trucks, our own trucks. We are managing the supply chain.
Right.
which means we have control.
Right. Which you didn't have before.
We had before.
Right.
Right now, we are saying, having that plant already, we are saying we are closer to the market. It makes it more sustainable. And apparently, we are saying the government also, to make it sustainable, you need the support of the government.
Right.
For us to be able to procure raw materials,
Right.
without government support, you can't do it. So we're so thankful to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Idim Nangagwa, the Governor of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, our central bank. They are prioritized in terms of the allocation of foreign currency.
Right.
First of all, they think of water.
Right.
So for the past few years, we've been working together with the government. Their priority was water, chemicals. In this case now, today, we're talking of raw materials. It was one of their priorities. So it was one of the anchor for sustainability. We've been able to get raw materials through the support of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe by allocating us the much needed foreign currency.
So what do you say to, and I suppose this is a good segue, you currently operating in Zimbabwe. Mm-hmm. A number of our viewers are based in the United States, the UK, South Africa, and so forth. And there's this narrative that Zimbabwe, is not the best destination for investment, but yet we see folks like yourselves investing. Currently you're sitting on an asset of over 25 million, having invested and migrated, of course, from importation to now substituting that particular importation, and to now being one of the major manufacturers in water, in terms of the safety of water and sanitation. What's your message to people who think that way about Zimbabwe as a market?
My message to those who are outside, depending on which sector you have chose. Right. I think business, you need to choose a sector which you are quite passionate about, which you know, and passionate about it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes don't go into business because you have heard that there is money there. If I do this, I will get a lot of money. We are into chemical business. We are offering a service. We are offering a service, and we are deriving our value from the service which we are offering.
Right, right.
So, Zim is safe for business. What I can safely say, for now, come and invest in home. It's safe. It's a perception. It's a perception. But if you come to business, say I want money. I heard that if you do transport business, you have a lot of money. You need to know the sector which you want to invest. This sector we knew what we wanted. Mm-hmm. We knew exactly what we wanted. So that's why we never started by producing or chlorine gas or doing what we knew what we wanted. We started with aluminium sulphate, both granular and liquid. Mm-hmm. We knew what we wanted. So we were, after doing enough research, we know exactly what we want to. So it's about research also. Mm-hmm. You have to do research before.
Understanding your business.
Yeah, you have to do research. How can you just do it, throw money into something which you are not sure about it? So you can't say Zimbabwe is not safe. It's safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Kamupini, of course, and clearly, evidently, by what we've seen, seeing the number of employees that you have, which, by the way, I must say, something I found to be impressive: the diversity in your employment. Mm-hmm. A number of women employed in your facility, as well as young men, mm-hmm. Young boys were there, and seeing women in charge as well. Mm-hmm. From the foreman to some of the people that were spearheading the laboratory, for example.
Yeah, lab, yeah.
You see, and so it's now. Of course, this is part of the what you have elaborated earlier, saying that you want to be thinking forward about how you deliver your business, and as far as the innovation and so forth. Tell me about the staffing side. What drove that agenda to what we saw today, and as far as seeing the girl child represented and the boy child and so forth? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Chilmund is a mix of both men and female.
Yes.
Both the anchor of our business is production manned by quality. We believe in girl child. We believe that women are equally good as men. Yeah. As a company, we believe in both. Men and female are equal.
Advocating for the girl child.
That's Chilmund for you.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's what makes us different from other companies. We don't believe in that. We believe in equal opportunities for both male and female.
Thank you so much. Now, moving back to Chilmund, what's the plan for the next 5 years? What's the growth plan? Are you looking to go into other markets? Are you going to grow your base here in Zimbabwe? Are you meeting that capacity demand in this country? Are we going to see more presence in other markets in Africa? What's the plan?
The next 5 years, currently, let's do first of all with what's happening right now.
Okay.
We are producing an annual output over 72,000 tons of aluminium sulphate granular. Our local demand is around 40%, which is, I think, in terms of figures, we are talking about 30,000 somewhere there. That's the local demand, okay, which we have seen. Of course, there is room for growth, right, depending if they are to increase their, So the other 40%, other 60% or so, we're talking of around 60,000, 40,000 or so or plus, must be for export. That is our. So the next 5 years, starting from now, is product. We need to increase our product portfolio. Already when we started, it was only granular. Now we're producing liquid. So the next 5 years, we have to increase production. Also, our output must increase. And also our visibility in the African market. We're not serving only the Southern Africa, yes, but the entire Africa. Right. Our vision is not only for this country only, yes, but for the entire Africa. That's our next year, the next year 5 plan. We have our visibility in the next. You are going to see us maybe in this country very soon. Yeah, you are very soon. Market, yes, we are worried. We invite you again. Said, we are here again.
And I'll be pleased to attend.
Yeah, you are going to see that.
Yes.
So we are not, beside. But of course, we have to make sure that home is first. Yes. Yeah, before we go out, we want to make sure that at least at home everything's fine. Mm-hmm. Then we can go out. Yeah, but our vision is not only for Zim only. No. It's ours. It's an African thing. We are not targeting Zim only. No. For these white guys who came from South Africa saying, "How did you came to do it?" I said, "We can do it. We have done it." They came here from South Africa. We cannot mention names, yes, for security reasons. Mm-hmm. So they were saying, "Can we team up together so that we can do it down there?" Mm-hmm. I said, "It's okay. Give us time." Mm-hmm. So it's part of our growth plan that in the next 5 years, our visibility in Africa, rather the region, we are going to be more visible.
Well, Mr. Lovemore Kamupini, I want to ask maybe the final question. You mentioned earlier that you're an avid reader, and I just wanted to find out what books would you recommend for young business people out there who are watching?
You, I would encourage young people, depending on the background which they want to do. But if you want to do business, you need to know business, the business language. Mm-hmm. It's very, very important. You cannot, I refer to Bible. Normally I read the Bible so often. Daniel chapter 1, from verse 3, if you go down it, whether both versions, when King Nebuchadnezzar ordered his chief of eunuch, when they were scouting for people, best students, they said, "No, can you select from the Excel people who are competent, knowledgeable, of good repute, coming from good family backgrounds. So those people, they were to be trained also for 3 years to be able to stand before the king. So answering your question, you need to know the business language. You have to be competent. Today, you need books which can mold you into a proper, real business, a true business, not just business people, a true business. Everyone is a business there. They are selling this and that, some are vendoring this, a lot of things are happening. But I believe character is the anchor for for everything. If you want to be successful, true business person, you have to have the right character to be able to stay in the game. It shapes everything. Because everything, remember, in an organization, everything lies on the leader. The rise and fall of an organization is all about the leader. When I'm talking for your leader, I'm talking for your character.
Yeah, that determines the work culture within the organization.
Yes. You see. Mm-hmm. So, yes, you can have all, there's a lot of things in leadership. Can you inspire others? Can you produce other leaders? Both remember, leadership is about producing other leaders like yourself. So every time as a leader, you're working out yourself from work. You start a thing, you're out of it. Someone is doing it already. So a true leader is not about a title. You don't derive value from a title. Doctor so and so, what, those long names. No, it's about what you are doing to inspire others, to change others, to see beyond what ordinary people can see. Remember, a leader, you're an agent of change. Yes. So because of that, I feel I challenge these youngsters. In addition to their skills or knowledge which they've acquired from school, leadership is also key. On leadership, we're talking of character of the leader. So remember, people, they have respect on the leader whom they can trust.
Yes.
Moment you have lost trust as a leader, people cannot trust you. If I'm to say books for youngsters, I think leadership, I think it's very, very key. In addition to whatever you have attained at school or at colleges, but I think you need to enroll for leadership, where I believe that character must be the anchor for every organization, because everything falls and rises on the leader.
This is true. Mr. Lovemore Kamupini, thank you so much for giving me time and my team time for us to tour your factory, to get to know you, to sit down with your team and get to know about your processes. I truly, truly thank you for this time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank
you so much. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen at home, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Farai Ian Muvuti, your host here at SAT Interviews. Thank you for tuning in today. I had the pleasure of sitting down with the Chief Executive of Chilmund Chemicals right here in Harare. Mr. Lovemore Kamupini shared with us incredible insight about their company, their growth plans, and equally how they're helping to change the environment in a sustainable way. And I hope you get to learn more about this company by checking out our website, www.southernafricantimes.com, where you'll see a detailed article talking about Chilmund Chemicals. I hope you keep on tuning in. Take care. Till next time.